The Knicks might have just tipped their hand because Pacome Dadiet's preseason minutes may not have been about development but about showcasing him for a trade. According to Jake Fischer from the Steinline, the Knicks have already called several teams to gauge interest in Dadiet, and multiple teams around the league are convinced that New York started him in that first Abu Dhabi game just to put him on display. Now, this comes as the Knicks are trying to finalize their roster before the season, and it looks like they want to keep both Malcolm Brogdon and Landry Shamet, which means someone has to go. So today we're breaking down the Knicks' latest roster buzz, what the reports are also saying about Dadiet, Shamet, and even Garrison Mathews, and whether moving Pacome would be a mistake or a necessary move for a win-now team. Let's start with where things stand. After the first week of camp, James Edwards reported that the Knicks are leaning towards keeping both Malcolm Brogdon and Landry Shamet. Now that sounds great in theory. Two experienced vets, both can shoot, both fit the system, but the problem is they only have one open roster spot. So as we know, if they really want to keep both players, they would have to make a trade, and that's where things start to get interesting because the names that keep coming up are Pacome Dadiet and Tyler Kolek specifically. But here's the thing, league sources have said that Kolek has not drawn much interest around the league as he is older for a second-year player at 24 years old, and he does not have much trade value right now at all. Dadiet, on the other hand, does. He's 20 years old, 6'8", with some real flashes of defensive versatility at times and a promising shooting foundation. Even though his three-point shot has not fallen yet and he's been missing a lot of open looks, the mechanics are good. He's still raw, but there's clear upside. And that is exactly what's making him the focus of all of these trade conversations. So here's what Jake Fischer reported this weekend. Quote, sources tell the Steinline that the Knicks have already called several teams to gauge interest in Pacome Dadiet. When I was working the phones Friday, numerous teams were convinced New York had Dadiet in the starting lineup Thursday purely to showcase him. So not only is this something that the Knicks are exploring, it's something that teams across the league expect to happen. Now think deeply about this. Dadiet was the 25th pick in 2024 and he did not get much run last season. He played in just 18 NBA games, averaged about 1.7 points, and spent most of his time with the Westchester Knicks, where he actually showed some flashes, averaging about 15 points per game on about 40% shooting from the field. So he's not anywhere near being a finished product right now, but he's also not some throwaway G League guy either, like Kevin Knox for example. There's talent there. Now the Knicks preseason trip to Abu Dhabi gave everyone a closer look at how the roster might shake out. Sports Illustrated broke it down into risers and fallers, and Dadiet unfortunately was listed as one of the fallers. He got a chance to start in game 1 with OG Anunoby out, but it did not go well. He missed all 5 of his threes, had 3 turnovers, and just looked a bit rattled. In game 2, during garbage time, he went 0 for 2 and picked up 2 fouls in 8 minutes. But time will tell if the Knicks' supposed showcasing of Dadiet in game 1 was even able to be a beneficial product. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Garrison Mathews, who's fighting for the same role, came in and went 3 for 3 from deep in the third quarter of game 1, showing exactly why teams still love guys who can flat out shoot it. And that's what makes this tough, because the Knicks are trying to win right now. They're not in development mode, they're coming off of an Eastern Conference Finals appearance and are viewed as one of the top contenders in the East. So when Mike Brown and Leon Rose look at this roster, the question becomes who helps us this year, and that answer might not be Pacome Dadiet. Now let's be real, it makes sense that the Knicks would look to move Pacome if they're trying to keep both Brogdon and Shamet, the veterans. The Knicks championship window is now. They have Jalen, Mikal, OG, and Cat all in their primes, and this is the team that they're riding with for the next few years. They're not trying to waste roster spots on projects who might not play meaningful minutes until somewhere like 2027. From a front office perspective, flipping Dadiet for even a second round pick or 2 makes sense. It opens up the space they need to finalize the roster, and it gives Dadiet a chance to play somewhere that can actually develop him. And honestly, I think the Knicks are more intrigued about Mohamed Diawara, their rookie, instead of Pacome Dadiet in terms of future development. Because Diawara seems like that type of guy who puts in hard work and hustle every single play on the court. But from a fan perspective, still, I would not love that move of trading Dadiet, because if there's one player on this roster who still has some mystery and potential, it's Pacome. He's long, he plays great defense when he is locked in, and the jumper could absolutely come along. Those are traits that you do not just give away for nothing, especially when you can solve the same problem by making a smaller move. And if it were up to me, I would guarantee Brogdon's deal right now. He earned it, and he's the steady veteran presence every contending team needs. And he already said he wanted to be in New York because he sees a real chance to win here. As for Shamet, I would release him for now, and if possible, try to bring him back mid-season on a prorated deal the same way the Knicks did with PJ Tucker last year. That way you keep Brogdon, keep all your prospects, and still have the flexibility to add shooting later if you need it. But if the Knicks were to be able to trade a guard like Tyler Cole, I would definitely be all for it if it came down to keeping Shamet and Brogdon. And Pacome might not be ready yet, but if you give up on him now for a meaningless second rounder and he ends up developing somewhere else, that's the kind of move that you look back on and regret. But of course, if it does lead to a Knicks championship this season, it'll all be worth it. But at the end of the day, this all comes down to timing and pressure. The Knicks are deep, they're talented, and they're trying to win a championship. That's the goal. Not development, not patience, not future picks. But even contending teams like us need to balance that with long-term thinking, because Brunson, Bridges, and Towns might be the core now, but who's the next wave? That's why you hold on to your young guys when you can. So whether Dadiet gets moved this week or not, one thing is for sure, the Knicks are treating every roster spot like it matters. And honestly, that's what good teams do. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and sub to the channel for more Knicks news and updates you will not want to miss all season long. It's been KNYT here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.